Hello, people, and welcome to Secret or Silence podcasting. I'm joined.
Hello.
I'm
Hey, how
joined.
you doing?
I'm joined by Jack, and I'm joined by
Hello.
Maru,
How are we all?
who have voiced their voices.
Yeah, we do. We're right
And
Jack as Jack.
Rob Schneider is a carrot. So today we're going to talk about the Avengers: Age of Ultron and whether or not it deserves a sequel, or if it should be silenced. It's going to happen anyway, but that's beside the
Yeah.
point. That's,
Um, I personally wanted to keep going. That's my opinion on it.
well, you know what? You're in luck because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
I mean, there's been so many, there's so much plans for the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, we're still waiting on Spider-Man to join the Avengers, and that's
oh,
gonna
that's true,
happen
yeah.
soon. Especially seeing as Marvel got the rights there recently, which I think is a fantastic idea. I really was looking forward to them stepping it up a notch and getting them back in, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's a class idea, and I always say I'm always just like baffled how DC is doing this big catch-up game at the minute, which because it's just because that Warner Brothers owns the rights to all the DC characters, and yet Marvel had their rights all over the place, and somehow they're managing to pull this off, which
Well, yeah, the only reason they did that is because they did nearly become bankrupt and they started selling off rights and get money from that.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I know,
I think that was the story behind it.
but I think it's impressive that they managed to pull it out like that and make it what it is in that situation. But that's beside this is yes, the film.
Uh,
So obviously this is going to be spoilers. So I mean, for all like 6 of you out there who haven't seen the film,
6. How do you know there's only 6?
because Jack, we only get 6 views.
Hush now.
Hi guys, how you doing? we can just invite them out for drinks and have the exact same conversation.
I like the way it's like we only have. Yeah, because we should just do a podcast in the pub, like. And that's great alliteration. That'd be a great title, podcast in the pub.
Oh yeah, it would be. Yeah,
You're onto
just
something,
a camera, set it up and record.
No.
Anyway,
I want to do this sometime.
we might actually just go down and start talking about everything.
But yeah. I was just thinking there was like all 6 of you who are watching this who haven't seen the film. Why was it the only 6 views we get on this podcast are from people who haven't watched the film?
Yeah. Will we
We have
try
a
and keep it
strange
spoiler free,
audience.
or is it all going to be spoilers?
But yeah. So anyway, I guess we start off with just a very general like overview, like whether it's good or bad, and or whatever. So like, in my opinion, I thought it was a very good film, but it wasn't a great film.
Go on.
Yeah.
Um, putting me on the spot here, good. No,
Jack just get mad there. It's like, go on.
go on,
I am not.
prove your worth.
Why do you hate this?
I think it was a good film. I think recently, like, I've been like looking at other videos and kind of like self-teaching myself film and what makes a good film and how to put a good film together and how to analyze films and all that kind of stuff. And I've been really kind of getting into that. So I think like I kind of went into it judging every scene of it. I also think my brother saw it twice with me, and I've heard from a few other people who've seen it twice that it's way better the second time around, and that's because you watch it the first time, and obviously there's so much hype around it. But then when you watch it the second time, you kind of lower your expectations, and you kind of know what you're getting into, and then you can just enjoy the film for what it is. Um, so I think because I only saw it the one time, so I think it was probably a smidge overhyped for me. Um, but yeah, judging from a technical point of view, I think CGI is wearing off on me.
What do you
Just
mean?
I think I'm noticing it too much. Like I can,
Oh, yeah.
it's too easy now to like. For some reason during this film, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm getting too used to CGI. But I just like it was just so obvious what was CGI and what wasn't to me.
Well,
Well, a lot of it anyway.
would you rather have it that it's someone in like a big green jumper instead of the actual?
Big green jumper. Well, like obviously I know why it had to be CGI, but that's sorry. I'm just rambling. So that was just like a general point that I pulled out that like I'm noticing CGI
Oh yeah,
a
yeah,
bit
no, it's
much.
ridiculous. Like, I mean, watch any B movie that has it. I mean,
Yeah, but like this is like you don't get much films that have bigger budgets than this. So I don't know. For some reason, it was just a lot of the time. Maybe I was just being too critical of it going in, but um, I think a lot of the time it was hard for me to suspend my disbelief with a lot of the CGI and stuff, especially Ultron. I think there was something. I think it's just the fact that he moved too much. You know the way they did the motion
yeah,
tracking and all that with him, that all little parts of him moved too much, and he's made out of metal, so I don't know.
yeah.
He looked a bit kind of squishy for metal. um, I don't know. Which is weird.
I
Um,
did like James Spader though. I really liked him in it. Like, I'm a big fan of the Blacklist,
hmm.
so it was really weird seeing like him there.
Yeah,
Just like,
I'm just gonna warn people now who are listening is that this is completely like unstructured. So I'm gonna speak for myself. Anyways, I'm gonna be jumping from point to point like all over the shop and coming back to things like an hour later, and there's gonna be no structure to this. So yeah, you have been warned. This is just bants. But yeah, I think he it was I was expecting something way different going into it. And it
that's
was no, don't get me wrong. James Spader as Ultron and all that was unreal. Like he was class, he was funny. Um, and like it kind of made sense because his creator was Tony Stark, so of course he had to be a sarcastic bastard. Like, do you remember that scene? It was like, oh, what was it? It was like I'm going to. They said something like, fuck, what was it? I can't remember. It's. Hold on, nearly have it. Almost. Oh,
My
wait.
name is Anthony Brown, and this year I became a millionaire.
My name is Darren James.
What is that?
A millionaire.
What
um
is that, Maru?
Maru wants to become a millionaire, of course.
oh, do you know how I said I was watching Agents of Shield? I
Yeah.
had Coke and popcorn open, and I think a random pop-up ad just came on. Yeah, okay, no, I closed it. Sorry. We'll have to get rid of that.
I was like, who's this fourth person in the call?
Yeah, I was really confused. I was like, I don't remember this.
Okay, back to my point. I
We'll
think
cut that back. We'll cut that out.
We cut nothing out.
we
Richard
cut
cuts nothing
nothing.
out.
I cut nothing out in these podcasts.
Oh god.
And I don't cut anything out in the two cultures analyze or anything like that because that's why our last two cultures analyzed was like 40 minutes long for a 2-minute trailer.
It was great. It was great. Go watch it.
So subscribe and like.
Oh god.
Anyway, so
yeah,
coming-
what was the? I'm trying to remember the quote. It was just there was something like you can't you or was it you can't break anything. Obviously, you haven't seen an omelet. I was literally 1 second away from that.
What?
Yeah.
when Ultron and Iron Man were talking.
Oh yeah, no, that was brilliant.
And then Ultron had some great quotes. I like there was one when he's talking when he's giving the dealer guy loads of money, and he says, "What was it? Keep your enemies rich and your friends rich, and see which is which, or something like that."
Keep your friends rich and your enemies rich, and then wait to see who's who.
Yeah, which was that was cool quote. He had a lot of great moments. All right. I think though I kind of wanted him to be a bit more intimidating and a bit more darker.
Really?
Like I'm not saying he wasn't intimidating or anything. I think it's that first trailer, the there are no strings in me trailer.
Mm.
And I could have sworn, do you know the shot that they use at the very end of that trailer where he's like looking down towards the camera and he's like, "There are no strings on me," and then it's super intimidating. I could have sworn I didn't see that in the final cut.
What do you
And
mean?
I think there's actually for the first trailer. Well, obviously that's you go.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't in there. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I just remembered
And
that
I
wasn't
think
in there at all.
there's at least one other. There's one where Scarlet. It's the one where Scarlet Witch's brother, Quicksilver, he dies, and then Scarlet Witch freaks out. In the first trailer, there's a shot of her freaking out, and I believe that was for that moment, but that footage wasn't used in the final cut. Excuse me. Either. So, well, obviously that because that trailer came out ages ago, and you know you have the editor's cut, then the director's cut, then the
Yeah.
producer fucking final cuts, whatever. So it goes through lots of cuts, and apparently, the director's cut was over 3 hours long, whereas
Oh.
this film, the final one was 2.5 hours long, which makes a lot of sense to me because I think Ultron needed a bit more of a longer introduction before he started kicking in.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that actually.
Yeah, so I mean, it'd be worth having a look at a director's cut. It comes out on DVD, True
Yeah.
story.
Hmm.
But sure, yeah, that was my really unstructured view on the film, or just some random things that came to my mind. I thought it was like it was really good film. Like it was. I think I'm not sure. I can't really remember the first one too well. I think I enjoyed the first one more, but this they have the advantage of the Avengers being together for the first time in the first one.
Yeah,
And
I think it was just because it was the first.
yeah,
And
that's it.
like it's kind of equal because we weren't used to it then and it was really good, but now that we're used to it and we kind of expect it, we're only really looking at what else they have to offer,
Yeah,
and that's kind of where it's going down a bit in my opinion.
yeah, that's
But
true.
it is a good step up. It was a really good.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't go
Well-
down in quality or anything like that, which is
Yeah,
good.
no, it was
Like I think if I just take away a few points for the fact of it being the very first Avengers film, they're pretty much on par, I think.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
yeah, like actually I had a point there that I was saying that I thought Ultron was going to be a lot darker. Well,
Yeah.
because like in that first trailer, and he's depicted as being so much more darker and evil and all this. I think when I saw him, I was a bit disappointed when he turned out to be so funny and kind of sarcastic. Like he was great
Yeah.
villain, but I think I kind of wanted him to be a bit darker and all. I think it's also I think a lot. All right, I think do you remember with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3?
Oh yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Oh, that was hilarious. But you see, like I think the fact is that he was built up to be this dark, evil person or whatever, and then turned out to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Same thing kind of happened with Ultron.
Not
And I
really.
Kind of
Yeah.
feel like it. I kind of feel
Not
like
really.
it did a bit, and I kind of felt. I wasn't too
not
impressed
really.
because I saw it before, kind of.
But with the Mandarin, it was completely opposite. He wasn't. He seemed so evil, but he
Oh,
just
I know,
wasn't. He was just such a friendly guy. But with Ultron, it made sense. His character made sense because he was made from Stark. Not
Oh
from
yeah, it
Stark
did make sense.
directly.
But like, what I was just saying was that like, it's kind of like you expected it to be darker film, and I don't know. I think it's like it's a great film or whatever like that. But I think I just went in with the mindset of like, this would be really edgy, dark at times, and all that. Obviously, I knew there was going to be like loads of comedical moments, but yeah, I don't really know if I had a point there in that sentence, but that sentence is now released to the public to enjoy and
I'm probably gonna
consume.
cut that part out.
No parts get cut, damn it. This is the editor's cut and the final cut all in one. If that didn't make any sense, shh. It is. I'm tired. I have my excuses, but yes. So I don't know. I don't really think I made much of a point there, but my attempt at a point finalization that is, yeah, I thought it was a really good film. Wasn't the best film I've ever seen, but it was a really, really good film. Jack Baru, who wants to go next on rambling?
Well, okay. Jack, would you like to say anything?
Oh, you can go ahead if you want.
Golly.
Oh, golly.
I just wanted to talk about the fact that the crossover possibilities of Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers.
Oh, tell us your opinion on this film.
Right. Okay.
Fine.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and assume that anyone listening in and the two of you know about the Infinity Stones. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, first of all, the next Avengers movie will be called The Infinity War, Part 1 and 2. There's 2 movies coming out, and obviously that's going to be involving the Infinity Stones. However, there are 6 stones altogether. We've only seen 4 of them. Or 5, I'm not sure the count again. There are, I believe, there's one in Loki's scepter, which turned into
Vision.
Vision that we see there. There's one in Guardians of the Galaxy. There might be more, actually. And which is a very interesting concept in itself that I believe that they will be in the next one. I'm pretty sure that there's been 4 that we're introduced to because there in that scene in the movie there was only 4. No, there was 6, and I think either 4 were left. Anyway, there was something about it that clicked with me. But there was a few other things I was going to say about where the next ones are going to show up.
Yeah.
And I believe that the next one will probably be in Doctor Strange. Strange?
So you thought it was a good film anyway.
Oh, it was a very good film. I'm probably getting this name
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, probably in Doctor Strange. Yeah, why not? I'm not actually very familiar with Doctor Strange.
I could. I have information upon who had the gems, or have the gems, or will have the gems, possibly.
Okay.
Because we've got the ones we have. Hold on, which ones have we've seen?
Sorry, no. Oh, I know where. There was one in the. What's the blue cube? What's that called again?
Oh, the Tesseract.
Tesseract.
That's it.
There's the Tesseract, the
Totally was
Scepter,
going to say that.
Vision, and there's one more that I can't think of.
Is there one in Asgard? Well, I mean, there's the Scepter, so that's kind of Thor stuff, but...
Scepter, Tesseract, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm confused.
Oh,
Where did Thanos get the Infinity Gauntlet? Because last time you saw that was in the background in Asgard. So, where did he get it?
Well, theoretically, we have no idea what's been going on in Asgard and since the last time we saw it. So, it might not even be there anymore.
Yeah, and the last time we saw it, Loki was there in control there.
Yeah, so theoretically, anything's quite possible.
Yeah, no, I'm
Thanos is a woman.
What?
Wow.
Anything's possible.
All right.
Okay. That was an interesting jump.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about now.
That's not an old joke yet, is it?
No, we can still make that.
And Left 4 Dead 3 announced.
Back to the film.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah, back to the film. Anyway, yeah.
So Age of Ultron. Anyways, what you think of that as a standalone, like without the what do you think of that single film on its own?
Oh, I thought it was very good. You kind of have to have seen the other ones before to.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually talking to a friend of ours, and he was saying that he saw Avengers, the first one, and well, not the very first one, the first one of these films, um, but he didn't see the second Thor or the second Captain America, and like he kind of went into Avengers 2, and he was like, wait, what happened to Shield?
Oh
I
God.
was like, yeah, you kind of missed a big plot point there.
Yeah, no, there's a lot you need to like pay attention to. That's one thing that I'm kind of happy about DC, but kind of not.
That they're just starting off with everybody together, and then
No, DC aren't mixing TV shows with the movies.
are they not?
No, they're not. No, they're keeping
I
Arrows.
thought like Flash and stuff were going to be
No, no,
like
Flash is having his own movie with a different actor, and
like because Flash is in the Justice League, so like I know he hasn't been announced to be in,
well, sure, it's only
you
the
know,
start of it's only Dawn of Justice now
but like
in
would
Man
it
of
not be the same Flash that's in the TV series?
No, 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 it's not. No, that's a different Flash. They're keeping them separate.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, I guess that's cool. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's kind
Different
of good in a way, but like
interpretations.
I do prefer what Marvel are doing, keeping everything connected. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true. Yeah. I don't know. I actually I think I think the next film I'm really excited for is the Dawn of Justice film. Like that's not like a year away, which is sickening. But
Yeah,
I think I'm actually like I'd be more excited for that than I would be for Star Wars actually at the minute for some reason.
yeah,
Um,
true.
cause I mean when I went to see Age of Ultron, both those trailers played, and I was like, if I had to see one of those films, I'd go with Dawn of Justice, just from that trailer. Like,
Yeah,
do you
the trailer was
bleed?
pretty epic, alright, yeah. But
Yeah, that's what he sounds
no,
like.
actually, there was one thing I did want to talk about in the trailer of Batman vs Superman that I like can kind of link in with the Avengers in Batman vs Superman. In the trailer, the first scene of the city looks way too CGI'd, and I hate that.
In this trailer, really?
Yes, do you know in the opening shot where it goes up to the
Yeah, and the
statue?
statue, yeah,
It
and in the
seems
background.
way too CGI'd, and it looks so fake.
Really, I didn't actually feel that for some reason.
I go back
Alright,
and watch it now and have a look. I'm not impressed with it. And if they have the whole thing like that, I'll be very pissed off.
I see, I see.
I mean, at least with the Avengers, like they did use a lot of on-set locations, you know.
Well,
Um,
oh, they're going to do that for Dawn of Justice as well, but I suppose they had to like show Metropolis and all that, which is
Not a real city.
no, not really. No, it's kind of the opposite, to be honest.
So you know,
Uh,
using CG is quite okay because there's not really an on-site location you can use.
yes, it's true. But
did anyone see the meme actually about in the Batman vs Superman trailer? Batman's like, "Do you bleed?" and then Superman just lasers him. He just
yeah,
explodes.
yeah, which is great.
That was really funny. It was a nice little thing, anyway.
Okay, I'm kind of noticing. I'm looking at the trailer now, and I'm kind of noticing it maybe a bit.
Too much.
Like it's really colorful, but
Yeah, no, but
I
it's
like that
it's.
because it's very stylized looking. But I
Oh
don't.
yeah, don't get me wrong. The color is like a good thing to have in it, but it's just
Yeah, I'm really glad they're putting a color into it. No, I think it looks like
okay.
yeah. The more I like really look at it, I can tell that it's not really real buildings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't notice it beforehand. I must say.
I mean, it might just be a quick touch up, like, and they might be doing.
Obviously, like the film is a year away, so they have the final touch ups are a long way away. Like
Yeah, true that. True.
so, but sure, yeah, won't harm. Should be good. The statue did look a bit fake to me in a way. Like, is that statue actually a real prop? Like,
No,
obviously
that's
it's
what
not
I
made
was
of
thinking.
stone or whatever it is. Like, it's hardly a CGI statue, is it?
No, I thought it was.
I don't know, because there might be like I can see a scene where they're like unveiling it or whatever like that. So I mean, they probably do have it there, or it's going to be referenced a few times where this is like a meetup point where Batman walks past and he's like, "Oh, it's gonna kill you." No, no. I should. Yeah, this is why I write scripts. But anyway, Ultron.
Yeah. We got to a bit of DC there.
Yeah, like as I said at the beginning of this podcast, this is so unstructured. there's no structure to this. So what harm?
Don't say that. They're listening.
They know. I already told them at the beginning. Jack, Mr. Jack.
Yes.
What? How did you like the film?
I quite enjoyed the film.
Did you?
I did.
Really?
Did. Yeah. No.
Wow.
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
No joke.
No joke at
You're
all.
not messing with me now, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not now. No.
Alright, I take your word for it.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed. You see, what I do with films is it's like usually I just go, this film's in the cinema now. I'll go see it. I don't look up anything. I might see a trailer if it's on TV, but otherwise.
You had to have seen a trailer for this though.
But to be honest, I probably the only reason I saw one was because of our mutual friend Michael sending it on to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen a damn thing.
God damn it, Michael.
See what I do when I see the hype train coming along, I just leave it go by. I'm just like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not getting on, guys.
Yeah, generally I don't want, but yeah, it was hard for me for this film because my brother is obsessed with all these kind of films and all that, and so he's always making sure that I'm up to date and everything.
Yeah, because I've been hearing you talking about it. It's like, I saw this in the trailer, and it's like, oh no, but then the movie it wasn't, and I was like, and I was like, I really quite enjoyed the movie because I didn't go in expecting anything, and I came out enjoying it because it was what it was, and I quite enjoyed Ultron's personality.
Oh yeah, I did too. As well, yeah.
And I did see the trailer for it, and I was like, okay, he's going to be an interesting character. And then I didn't think any more of it because I was like, well, I'll see if he's an interesting character or not. His personality was fantastic, I thought. If I can point you to the scene where he's buying the super hard metal, which is a name I have forgotten, from the guy, and he chops.
Iridium? No, it's not iridium.
He chops his arm off,
That's all.
and then he's like, "Oh, my bad. I'm sure that's gonna be fine." I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was brilliant. Just his.
I like that when he just snapped, and then he was like, "Don't compare me to Stark."
And then he goes to, "Oh, my bad," in the same way as if you scratch someone's car and go, "That'll buff right out." He said to this guy's arm, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah. He's a robot, I guess, and he's already lost a body.
Yes,
an entire body. So
yeah. What was I gonna say next?
Well, yeah, like you were saying there, like my brother saw the second time with me, and he said he much preferred the second time. Like as you were saying about the hype train and all that, that after the first time he was able to adjust his expectations and just enjoy the film for what it is. So there was definitely something to be said for that.
Michael said the same thing. He said the second time he watched it, not that he had to lower his expectations, but he liked it even more because the way he said it, that there were some small lines in it or facial expressions that you'd missed the first time, that really added to it.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes was where I've forgotten his name. Fuck.
Vision? Iron Man?
No, not Iron Man. The guy with the stone in his face.
Yeah, Vision, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yep, Vision, yeah.
Stone.
He has a stone in his forehead. Yeah,
We're very professional here.
He does. I had apparently the perfect reaction when he picked up Thor's hammer. I was just like, you can't argue with that. He's a good guy. He's like, it's Thor's hammer. It's just you can't.
That was a great scene. I love that.
Yeah, he just kind of hands it to him.
He just picked it up as if it's like a briefcase or something. He's like, come on, gotta go.
Yeah, and then later on, the way he says, it's quite well balanced. And it's like, well, if it was too heavy, you would lose some power on the swing. And I was like, this is just fantastic.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
That.
I loved Hawkeye's quote when he's there, talking to Scarlet Witch, and she's just like, he's like, we're on a floating island, fighting robots, and I have a bow. Nothing makes sense here.
None of this makes sense.
I was like,
he's
this is
one
brilliant.
of the first people to point it out, isn't he?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
It was brilliant. I loved Hawkeye in this film.
Yeah,
I actually didn't like him in the first film, but that's just because like you didn't really see much of him, and he was just kind of there, and he was the guy with the like, he was good with a bow, but he wasn't really special otherwise. Well, I mean, it's pretty special, but he wasn't spectacular. He wasn't like Iron Man or something,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
lasers.
what I noticed in this one, that he got a lot more character
Mm.
development.
And you can see what the stakes are, because when
Yeah.
they went to the house, and you're like, this is what he's fighting for.
Yeah, it's like
I can get it.
he's got a family, guys.
And I
Guy-
really
that no- that nobody
appreciated
knew
that.
about.
I really appreciated that scene for like when later on then, and he rescues the child,
Mm.
and then there's the machine gun in the plane. It's going da, 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 and it's going to kill him. So and there's just this moment where you can just see him, and he's like he's just there in his head thinking, like, I want to get back to my family. Oh fuck it, I can't let this kid die. So just and then he uses his body as a shield. Like, there was like a really powerful moment, I feel, just there. That little pause before the bullets start going to hit him.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So I really liked that farm scene a lot. And like, you think like a scene like that, because it's such an action-packed film, that it would just
It would
slow
lower the
down
tone.
way.
Yeah, but it didn't.
But it didn't really. No, it added to it so much.
Especially with Nick Fury living in their back shed.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, how long has he been waiting for Hawkeye to come home with the Avengers? Like, has he just been there for months?
Just every now and again, like, you're wanting to go in there just to like, get one of the tools out of the shed or something like that, and he'd come out with the
He's like,
speech.
Tony shit.
Yeah. And he just goes back into the little corner where he has like one of those like little gas fires and like a tin of beans over it, and that's
Yep.
about it.
That's Nick Fury's life.
Yeah.
Though I do have one question.
What's that?
Where did he keep the helicarrier? Like, that just appeared out of nowhere.
It's
Where
not exactly
where
a
does
small
someone
object.
keep something that huge? Like,
Oh,
in the like, it's just, where did it come from?
Do you ever see those shows where they storage wars or something, or
Yeah.
those ones where they sell off the big like storage lots and all that. I've seen, and there was one there. I don't know if you were there, Jack, or there was one. I don't think so. Was it? No, Mike. Yeah, no, different people. Different people were there, but it was like they're going over to like open up the sheds, and then there's like a helicopter inside there.
What?
And they're
I've
like
seen that episode.
there's like you can get some really big stuff in some of those storage places, and
A
they're like,
full-size
oh my God.
helicopter?
Well, like like one of those smaller helicopters, but it was a helicopter nonetheless.
Mm.
But and they're all like, oh damn,
Because they're
that was
American.
a quote. And yeah, but then you just see them open up like this little shed there or whatever like this, and then there's just a helicarrier in there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh snap!
Oh shit! Nick Fury's in the back.
I'll give you $10.
Nick Fury's in the back. It's like, gotta buy it back.
With his tin of beans and his gas fire.
But yeah, I
I give you $10 and tin of beans.
I mean, deal.
Sold.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and one of my favorite facts about it is whenever Thor, whenever you see Thor's hammer just like come in from the side of the screen, and he just grabs it, or it comes from the bottom of the screen, and he just grabs it. It's actually a guy in like a full green costume running towards him with the hammer in his hand. That's
Really?
that's how they did that. And every cape you see, the actors have done the shot. They've done everything, but none of them are wearing capes. And then people come on with green boards on their body with the cape attached, and they do all the cape movements, and then they put them together and make the movie. They do it so that the main actors don't get caught up in their own capes during filming.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Can you just imagine someone with a green board doing all the all the motions with the cape?
Some luxury. Some life bar.
Fantastic idea, I thought.
That sounds like a big pain in the ass, to be honest.
Well, it makes sense, because if it means your main people who are costing a lot of money have to do less work, meaning you have to pay them less.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like, why
There
don't
is
you just put the cape on them?
So that they don't get cut up and they don't have to do retakes, and then they don't have to pay them as much.
Mm,
Sure, any scene where you see just hands or just legs or just a body, it's more than likely not the actor.
yeah, that's true.
Because it pays better to just hire in someone else to be their hands or
Yeah.
legs.
Like I noticed, like at the beginning, for like Iron Man, there was a lot of like he always had the suit on
Mm.
for like a good chunk of the beginning sequence.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I noticed that, and I was like, yeah, it's just because he's expensive.
Oh.
But actually, that was one of the best scenes when Hawkeye gets down, and fuck, what's her name? Red-haired one. What's her
Black
name,
Widow.
guys? Black Widow. Yeah, and Black Widow is there, and she's like, "Can somebody please help us with the bunker there?" And then Hulk just jumps in, runs through it.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was
"Thank you."
fantastic. It's like that just happened.
Just no effort, just runs through it. It was brilliant. I'm glad I saw more of the Hulk because I like the Hulk.
Yeah.
He hasn't really been done right, but he was like, I mean, like hasn't really been done right in his own movies and
Mm.
stuff. So like I'm glad to see more of him because he's cool in ways.
Yeah, and even the fact that this Bruce Banner himself is like done better, I think, than in the
Mm.
originals.
Definitely.
It's just he's more conscious of the fact that he's a beast, and he's more
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
withdrawn.
I was very
Um,
engaged with those Black Widow himself scenes.
You better not be hiding the zucchini. My favorite line.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Oh.
two better not be playing hide the zucchini.
Brilliant, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, sure, all the same, you know what? I'm glad Black Widow is still single at the end of it, so what harm?
Mm.
The end of it was actually quite good as well. Well, like, it was interesting. That there's like Captain America and Black Widow are there to like train the Avengers.
The new ones.
Yeah, and like Vision is part of them, but like, okay, I'm not totally sure about this, but Vision was Jarvis, and does Vision have like internet knowledge,
Yeah.
like similar to what Ultron had?
Yeah.
He's an altered version of Jarvis is what he is.
Yeah. So I'm like, what would they teach Vision?
How to work in a team, how to not be a soloist.
No. He's gonna die. I'm gonna say it right now. He's gonna die.
He's not gonna die.
He has the He has one of the Infinity Stones on his face.
Yeah, okay, he's gonna die.
So he's gonna die. I'm predicting that. You heard it here now, people.
Well, you never know.
I don't want him to die, but he's gonna die.
No, I like him. I like him at the moment.
Yeah, he was cool, and I like that the. Yeah, what was it? What did he say at the end? It was Ultron's like, you're not so naive or something like that, and he's like, well, I was born yesterday.
Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
oh my god, that was brilliant.
And then Ultron's like, I'm a fraud, I'll just kill you. And then he fails.
Mm.
Oh.
But yeah, no, I'm interested now to see how Civil War will
Yes, that's
come out of this.
because at the end of this movie, everyone seems to be all
They're all like
friendly.
all buddies and stuff.
yeah, exactly how they ended it with like, and even with Stark and Captain, and
yeah,
they're
at the
just
very
like,
end.
oh, they're all buddies now. And
Because I was
such and
thinking,
such.
I was like, yeah, because like that scene where he's like hopping into his Audi. There's so much product placement in that film.
Oh my god.
Oh
yeah.
my god. There's
Oh yeah.
Nike and fucking Beats and Audi. It was too noticeable. But anyway, yeah, I was expecting when he was going into his Audi, buy now would get a premium package. Sorry, no. When he was hopping into his Audi there, or whatever, I was just expecting to see this kind of tension between the two of them. Something to happen,
Yeah.
something, but it didn't really. They were like, high five. Not really, but you know.
Yep. So I have no idea how the hell they're going to make everybody.
Well, obviously, I mean, the Civil War starts because it's the government saying basically
Yeah.
all the Jesus, the super people should.
Gotta work for the government.
No, I don't think it's that, but I think that their identities should be known publicly or something.
Even though Stark's all like,
Stark's
yeah,
already public.
Yeah,
He's like,
Stark's
yeah.
alright.
Which is
From the start, Stark was like, yeah, I'm Iron Man.
Well, isn't that the whole Civil War story? Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it is, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, like the tension has yet to come into play, but it was a bit strange, like knowing that Civil War was there and the two of them were going to be fighting each other, and then just have the two of them like end on such a kind of happy note almost. It's weird. Anyway, well, I suppose in Civil War they're not going to hate each other, but they are going to be opposed anyways. But I did like there was a lot more tension and like rivalry, well, not rivalry, but between all the characters, and like in the first film Iron Man was the only person to go up into the space and see what the hell was coming at them,
Oh yeah.
and then which was like which I really liked because you can see why he built Ultron as a means to protect against what was coming, because he's the only person who really knows what's coming. And then he saw, and then Scarlet Witch gave him that vision.
Scariness.
Of everybody and all them being deads.
But
And
Stark.
whatnot. And then Stark is there, and Captain America's like, "Oh, you could have saved us," and quotes and whatnot, which was it was interesting. I actually like, just as a technical viewpoint, I didn't like the scenes leading up to that much, because like he goes into this big room and there's like one establishing shot, kind of, but it's mostly filled up by the giant robot dinosaur flying thing, and then the rest of the shots are like close-ups as far as I remember. It just felt very claustrophobic almost, which maybe that's what they were going for, but it's just like, I don't know, like it just kind of felt a bit you didn't really see what was going on. It was just all close-ups on people's faces all the time. It was just a bit you didn't really have a grasp on where people were in a room, like. And there was a lot of shots, like especially in the fight scenes, but obviously they do this for because to hide the effects and all that kind of stuff. But I think because it was such a long film, I think it was 2.5 hours long, which is fairly long, and there was so much fighting in it that it just became noticeable for me. But the fact that there's, during the fight scenes and all that, there's a lot of movement and a lot of, it's really hard to see what's going on a lot of the time.
Makes sense though.
It makes sense. Like, I understand where
For
they're going.
huge battles, not knowing where people are is a huge thing.
Even like the Hulkbuster suit versus the Hulk, and which was fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And then he took out one of Hulk's teeth. What?
Yeah, he smashed him in the face.
Yeah, I know, but like Hulk
Punched
is
him in the face, bro.
Hulk's like invincible or something. So what's going on here?
Well, it's there for, I don't think he is invincible. I just think he's super tough.
I think he is he?
I don't know.
Because I remember having a discussion about Wolverine versus the Hulk before, and I think it was Wolverine that would win, because Wolverine is more or less invincible.
Because he's got super regenerative powers.
But then again, it's like, the Hulk could just like grab his head and grab his legs and just pull. And it's like, try and regenerate that.
You have to catch him first.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but there was a lot of like movement in some of those parts in that fight sequence, and it was kind of annoying because like I wanted to see the detail of what was going on, but I think, I don't know. Yeah, it was words. I have points. They're not going well.
Yeah, he's not invincible, but according to the comics, he's got He's just extremely durable, and he's got really accelerated healing.
It's true. Yeah.
That's it.
Heads up. Or like.
And
I
he gets
just-
strong. He gets stronger and heals faster the angrier he gets. So you know.
Yep. when Tony Stark is there, he's like, "I'm sorry,"
That was brilliant.
and gets flung across the city. But then there's just so many good moments in that fight, like where he's there and like he has like turns the Hulkbuster's fist into like a jackhammer.
That was
And
brilliant.
starts pounding
Bum,
on his
bum,
head.
bum, 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 bum.
That was so
And when the
good.
Hulk punches him back, and it just like latches around his arm and just carries him off.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. I love it. It's great. Yeah, like if you think about it, it's so weird. Like there's Tony Stark inside a suit, inside a suit.
Inside a suit. Yeah. Suit
Yeah,
section.
when the pole went through the Hulkbuster's arm, you know,
Yeah.
how did it not like rip off his arm?
Because his arm, his entire suit is inside the chest of the Hulkbuster.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
It's that big.
I suppose they never, did detail on what was inside it, but yeah, okay, that would make sense. It was big enough to have that.
Yeah.
Because they showed his head at the beginning, and his head was tiny compared to the rest of it.
Yup.
Fair
So
enough.
that's how he was totally fine.
I was wondering for ages when they were talking about Code Veronica, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, this is gonna be good.
And then he was like, we need to use Code Veronica. I thought they were going to kill him. I thought they were going to kill the Hulk, and I was like, what? We didn't get to see him much.
We gotta kill him right about now.
But it was a good film. Yes, very good. I don't I think that's all I remember to talk about.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered a lot of what we
Yeah.
had to say.
When Thor goes into the water,
Mm-hmm.
the hell's
Yeah.
going on there? What the hell was all that about? I don't remember much about that now.
He's revisiting the vision that the mind girl. Shit, I can't remember any of their names.
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch.
The
Oh yeah, I know
vision that
why
she
he did
did.
it.
Yeah.
But like, how was he able to just like go up to this, go up to your man who he like met in the first film or something, and be like, hey, I need your help, and he's like, oh yeah, Grant, come to this little pond I found inside a cave. What?
He also lives in Asgard. You can't question these things.
I'm going to question these things. What was with the pond? Why was that pond so special?
Because he could see back into visions that
No,
he
I
couldn't
know-
see before.
I know why it was special, but why is there a special pond in the first place?
It's Asgard.
No, that's not a good excuse.
Look up
Is this-
Norse mythology, and there will be a pond that will allow you to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, like that was
No,
just like
it'll be there.
that was just convenient plot device.
You look up Norse mythology right about now, and there will be a pond.
That's beside the point. I
No,
don't
no,
remember.
because if it's in Norse mythology, then they're allowed to use it for Thor.
You look up basic filmmaking, and you'll find that you can't just introduce a convenient plot device like that. Because I don't remember this pond being talked about in previous films.
That's because it wasn't important and neither necessary in the other films.
But you can't
Literally
just.
no part in the other films would have been advanced by this pond.
No,
They
no,
couldn't
you
have used it for anything, so there was no point bringing it up.
No, yeah, it was stupid. If it wasn't at all in the other films, which I don't remember the other films in detail enough to remember if it was, because it could have been there and just not be very important. So obviously I forgot about it. But you can't just bring in something that is convenient to characters in like movie making 101. It basically says that you can bring in something. You can bring in something that's convenient, or sorry, something that's spontaneous, but it affects the protagonist or whatever in a negative way. But if you bring something in that helps the main heroes or whatever, then that's just lazy writing, isn't it?
Well, then what about
Am I
Code
not right?
Veronica?
Am I
That
not
wasn't
right?
mentioned in any of the other movies, and yet they used it in this one.
Yeah, but like that's
Nah, it's the same thing.
that doesn't.
Literally the same thing.
No, but that's not
Yes, it
really
is.
because
They
that's not.
both of them help the main protagonists.
Yeah, but that's
They do.
not advancing the main plot there
Yes, it
that much
was.
at
It
all.
was getting the Hulk under
Because
control so they could move on with the mission.
yeah,
It was
but,
helping Thor go back into the Vision so he could learn more about it,
but in
and
the
then go back and help the mission.
but if you think about it, they mentioned Code Veronica at the very beginning of the film, and then
Yeah,
it
but
came
it's
in
still
later on.
it's still in this film.
They didn't mention the pond. Where
Yeah,
the
but they
fuck
only
did the
mentioned
pond
Code
come out
Veronica
of?
in this movie because they knew they were going to use it later. We
That's
know
fine.
that Thor
That's
doesn't
fine.
really talk
Why
about
didn't
what's
they
going on
mention
in
the pond?
Asgard because he lives in Asgard.
Why didn't
And
they
human
mention the
minds
pond?
don't usually understand what's going on in Norse mythology because the Norse gods are crazy.
But that pond was on Earth in a cave someplace.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Was it?
How else did your man get there?
He teleported him. We've seen that you can teleport people.
No, he didn't say that or anything, did he?
No, it didn't have to be said. It can be done. It's been done in the other movies.
No, but you can't just like he was on Earth the scene beforehand, and then he ends up in a pond, and they don't mention anything about teleporting. So how do you know they teleported? It's a
Because
cave.
it's in
rock.
Asgard.
How do you know it's in Asgard?
Guys,
It's
we're getting
rock.
some seriously heated debates here.
It's rock. You can't tell if it's in Asgard.
You can't tell if it's on Earth.
And even if it
That-
is on Asgard, why is there a pond? And why is there some special pond all of a sudden?
Look up in Norse mythology. It's going to be there.
No, it has nothing to do with North.
Yes, it does.
No,
It has
because
everything to do with it. That's where Thor
because-
comes from.
because in the film you have to explain that this
Code
is an
Veronica.
important plot device or whatever. That you have to have this mentioned at the beginning of the film
No,
or
that's
in
not what
the
you
other
said
films
before.
or in the
That's not what you said
prequels.
before. You
What?
are changing your argument to
Explain.
null out my point
Explain.
of Code Veronica.
Explain.
You said earlier that you could not bring in anything that helps the main protagonist in a movie just like that. They did that with Code Veronica. Yes, they mentioned it.
Yeah,
They didn't tell us anything about it.
Yeah, no.
You thought it was going to kill the Hulk.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a completely separate one. They mentioned Code Veronica at the beginning, so that's okay. So you knew it was
In that
a thing,
movie.
So that
Yeah,
when
but
it,
in
when
that
it,
movie,
it was
you argued that it had to be
it would have been
before the
it
movie.
would have been bad. It would have been really bad to introduce Code Veronica if they didn't mention it at all, and then all of a sudden, the Hulk is raging through the city, and then they're like, "Oh, we have to use Code Veronica, the special thing that I've been whipping up in secret or whatever," and then, boom, they come out of nowhere.
That's
with
how
this.
the movie started. Because Tony Stark was whipping up Ultron without telling anybody.
Yeah, I know.
That's
but-
literally the plot of the movie. It's like, oh, I will not tell any of the Avengers about this. Oh no, it went wrong.
Jack,
They
you
tried
no,
to do
just-
it again
just-
at the end.
This isn't Rue. You do screen
What?
media.
Yes.
What's your opinion on this?
I don't know really. Like,
Because what's with the pond?
the part. First of all, what's that got to do with? Anyway,
Because Thor all of a sudden comes across a pond that's able to let him see.
He hasn't come
visions
across it. He
better.
knows where it is. That's how he gets
Yeah.
there.
Has it been mentioned in other films?
No, has Code Veronica
I don't know if it
has
has.
Code Veronica been mentioned in other films?
No, but it has been mentioned at the beginning of that film that we were in.
Yeah.
My
so?
point is the pond came out of nowhere as far as I was concerned because I don't remember.
The
it being in other
helicarrier
films.
came out of nowhere.
This is not
It's the same thing.
not really.
It helped all the protagonists. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yep.
you could say that about the helicarrier, but my point is, what's with the pond? I'm just confused. I don't understand the pond.
I've explained it to you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it come out of, and why was Thor able to go to a big scientist lad and be like, "Hey, help me," and he was like, "Okay, let's go for a dip."
The scientist guy didn't go for a dip.
Yeah, but you watched him.
Yeah, and can two men not?
We've been arguing about a pond for the last 10 minutes.
No, you've been arguing about it. You brought this up.
Yeah, because I'm not satisfied with this answer. What is with the pond? I'm gonna Google that now.
I told you
In,
to do
in
that.
those words, what is? Spelling with wrong. The pond.
I'm trying not to get involved, to be honest. This is like too much of a
What is with
too much
Bond?
of a
Okay. Okay. Oh wait. Have actually? I think I've come up. Oh, I actually think I've come across some. 13 big questions left unanswered by Age of Avengers, Age of Ultron. Why does an AI living in the internet not harm humanity with it? There's no. Why was the vision worthy for the hammer? Uh, was it a good talk? No, it wasn't. Oh yeah, that was answered. What was he on about? Do you remember when Iron Man like busted into like the castle and he's like, "All right, guys, we're just gonna have a good talk," and then they start shooting him or whatever, and then he just kills them all. He's like, "Good talk." And they're like, "No,
Yeah.
it wasn't." Why did Thor take an acid bath on the eve of the war? This is one of those Deus Ex
That's the acid bath, I think.
Ballinum, God of the bathtub moments where you know it's something from the comic books that the movie can't be bothered to explain. You know, a crucial plot point that simply wheezes by without even a throwaway line of explanation. Exposition, actually. I am very bad at reading out loud. The pressure gets to me. It was the movie waving us off and telling us not to worry about the magical plot-changing cold dip. The group was divided over whether to install the vision with power and personality, and instead of working out the differences, Thor needed to roll to a trippy LSD pond, ride the lightning, and make the decision for everyone else. So what? What just happened again? Yep. So I'm not the only one who thinks about this. My point is valid.
No.
What is with the pond? What is with the pond? Obviously, they'll have to come back to it in a future film because otherwise, that is a crucially as awful.
Do you think they're gonna come
writing.
back to Code Veronica? Do you think they're gonna bring that back up?
They might, because it depends. You know, the Hulk kind of disappeared at the end.
It's already been dropped out of
Well,
space. They'll have
yeah,
to
but
put it back
reason-
up there again.
Yeah, but
reason
look,
the Hulk
Tony Stark has
disappeared-
enough money to like reimburse a city after the Hulk runs through it. So I mean, you know, they're going to be fine.
No, but listen, this is the reason why the Hulk left is because. Sorry, the reason the Hulk and Thor aren't going to be in Captain America 3, Captain America 3 Civil War is because, well, first of all, Thor is a bit overpowered anyway, but then there's the Hulk who has no real proper, like,
Political leaning.
no, like, he would just kill everyone, like, if he had the chance, you know? Like,
But
when the war comes about, he would kill everyone. So I think that they've nulled him a bit and brought him out in the next movie because
I wouldn't say that because I mean Bruce Banner is very adamant not to go into fights.
you never
He
know.
seems relatively in control of it unless he's like pushed off a cliff.
I think everyone would lose a bit of control if they're pushed off a cliff. To be honest,
Probably, yeah. You'll probably get a bit mad.
yeah. It would be hard
I
to
was
get
wondering
mad
where
at Scarlett Johansson, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was wondering where that's. You know, when she said like, she was like, "I adore you," and I was like, "Wow, that sounded really like really." You're not going to say like, "Oh, I love you," or "Oh, you know, I don't know." Even "Oh, I like you" or whatever. It said, "I adore you," and I was like, "That doesn't sound right." And then she pushed him off the cliff and was like, But I
Adore
need
is
the
a
other guy.
stronger feeling than like.
"It is,"
much
but
stronger.
it sounded unnatural when she said it at first. But no, it didn't. Like it made sense when she pushed him off the cliff and then said, "But I need the other guy now." Like that made sense. Like no, if it was just like "I adore you" and then the kiss and then that's it. Like that's kind
Yeah,
of
but
where I
that
thought it was
isn't
going
what
from.
happened.
No, it isn't. No, but I'm just saying. Like for a moment there, I was like, that was a stupid thing. That was stupid writing. I adore you. Doesn't sound right. Who said that?
I've said that.
You suck.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's actually a question here. Who did? Who? Okay. Oh yeah. What is it? Who did Fury get the helicarrier from? On the same note, Fury rolls in at the last minute to provide an escape for innocent bystanders and superheroes on the city commeter, saying he scored a random helicarrier from an old friend. Who was that? True.
If you're saying he scored an old one, that means there's more than one out there somewhere. And apparently his friend just has a couple lying around.
It's true. Your microphones
Somewhere.
your microphones or something's after plugging out, Jack.
No.
Oh no, you're back to normal now. Weird. Yeah. My God, conspiracies and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I've run out of things to say about this film at the minute.
Yeah, I think we've kind of exhausted a bit. I mean, like the TV show's going grand at the moment. Are you caught up by any chance?
I don't watch it.
Oh, the TV show's awesome, man.
Really, I watched the first like 2 episodes and I kind of went, not for me.
I recommend doing it. I really would.
I'm gonna watch Daredevil. That's what I'm gonna
Daredevil is amazing. I watched them all.
I must do that. I'm gonna get the months free on Netflix and just binge watch them and happy days.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah, no, that's it. Like, that's it.
I guess we'll close this up. It's been it's
Nearly an hour now, it's
been a thing.
Been a thing.
It's been a thing.
That's how you're gonna end this.
So good at words. No, I'm actually going to end it by referring back to the title of this podcast. So, Jack, I'll start with you. What do you think? Does this film deserve a sequel, or should it be silenced? Even though our say
No. I think
has
I think it's gonna get a sequel. I think it's gonna get a sequel.
it's going to get a sequel, but does it deserve a sequel in your opinion?
I think it does deserve one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes.
Right. And Maru?
I am sharing the same opinion as Jack.
And
how about yourself, Richard?
As do I.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I'm glad we are agreed on something.
What the fuck was with the pond?
Swear to God.
I want answers for that. That's the reason why I want a sequel, is just so I can find out what's with the fucking pond.
Norse mythology.
Richard,
Did you just
Pond.
cancel Infinity
you'll
Wars
find-
and go
just-
Marvel's Avengers, the pond?
Just look up some Norse mythology. You'll find it. I swear to God.
That doesn't matter because
Yes,
it
it
wasn't
does.
mentioned in the movies, and it just came out of nowhere, and it was
So
a
the
plot
Code
convenience.
Veronica and the Helicarrier.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with you on the helicarrier, but it was plot convenience. They mentioned Code Veronica and the beginning of the film, which is great.
Yeah, and Nick Fury explained the Helicarrier by, "Oh, I got it from an old friend."
Yeah, but I'll like agree
No.
that the helicarrier was a plot convenience device.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
But at least Code Veronica was established to exist at the very beginning of the film before it was used, which is fair. That's
Like a
fair.
half hour before it was actually used.
Which like in the movie universe was like weeks before it actually was used.
No, it wasn't.
Well, it was days. And if you add a load of days together, you get weeks.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I want Marvel's Avengers, the pond.
It was a lake.
That's what we take away from this whole conversation.
Yeah.
That it was a
Oh,
lake.
bloody pond.
Yeah.
No, it was a lake.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you, people. Subscribe and like and
all
whatever
that
else.
good
And
stuff.
check out some of the other vids. I'm probably not going to make annotations just yet because it's probably really awkward for me to do it in the YouTube engine because I'm having problems with the video software at the minute. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and being confused.
alright.
Yes.
Bye.
Well, if you like what we do, you can like and subscribe
I
and.
already said that, Jack.
Nah, you didn't say it properly. You
I'd never
fucked
say
up.
anything properly, Jack.
You done fucked up.
Record now. Hello, people, and welcome back again to this like after the actual episode thing, because it was like an hour long, and you need slightly a bit more to satisfy you. I'm also joined by Jack
Oh,
again.
why, hello.
Marlon is not here because this is an after point thought, and we actually did a previous after point thought, but
This
audio-
is After Point Thought V2.
yes, because audio problems in the last one. Anyways, what we were just saying was that the fucking Irish brogue,
Yes,
the Irish brogue
It was-
yes, yeah.
it was terrible.
If you're not familiar, what I'm talking about now is so Jarvis was Tony Stark's AI, and then he becomes not his AI because he goes off and becomes Vision. So Tony Stark needs a new AI, and so he goes off and he gets an Irish one for some reason. And from what I've been told is that the accent, or the voice actor anyways, of that of that AI changes depending on what country you watch the film in. So we watched it in Ireland, obviously. So it was an Irish accent, quote, bunny ears.
It was the worst Irish accent ever.
It was like it was like what an American thinks a Dublin accent is after being in Ireland for a while, but
See,
it
the
was
worst,
just awful.
yeah, but the worst thing was, it was an Irish person doing the accent.
Mm.
It was an I was ashamed to say it's an actual Irish person doing the acting, and it's just no.
She had to have been out of she's too Americanized.
She was probably told to like up it. You know?
Maybe, I don't know. Like it just seems like such a like she's from Tip or something, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
she
doesn't
is
sound
from
like a Tip accent. I thought it sounded like a Dublin accent to me. Or really, well, an attempt at one. But I was just like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded it. I don't mind it, like if it was really bad or anything like that, if they acknowledged that it was really bad
Yeah, but they didn't even acknowledge it was
and
really
that it was a
bad.
stereotype. It was freaking leprechaun voice. And
Bad.
oh Jesus, no. Yeah, so I don't know why they have just okay, fair enough. They did a similar thing in the second Captain America where they had a scene that was different for every country, apparently. I can't confirm this myself, but there's a scene where Captain America looks at a list, and the list is different for every country. So for Ireland, we had things like U2, go see U2 or whatever on it, or on his to-do list at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
I get that. That's okay, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of things that wouldn't make sense in other countries. I don't get accents. Like, I don't get the voice actor. Why would you make a different? I don't care about someone's accent, so why don't you just why don't you just have the one voice actor? Just pick out someone who has a good voice for an AI, a good
Yes.
clear voice.
So that was the thing about Jarvis. He was British, yes, but he was really well spoken.
Mm.
So it was really easy to understand what he was saying, even when he was talking quite complex matters and such. It was still easy to understand him. Whereas with Friday, her name was, her accent was quite thick, and it was quite difficult to discern what she was talking about.
We don't speak leprechaun.
I don't speak leprechaun.
I don't know. It was a bit of it's like a really small little note, but it kind of annoyed me all the same
Yeah.
because it's kind of offensive, and I don't mind.
I didn't
Things
find
like
it
that.
offensive. It just annoyed me.
It's just because they didn't acknowledge it. Like if they acknowledged it, that would have been okay. If they went wow, this is a stupid accent for an AI, it would have been like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, or even
But-
Stark had gone, what? Just a couple of times, like, what was that?
Yeah, that would have been great. Like he was like, Jesus, why did I pick this accent? But I don't know. It's kind of a stupid. I don't know why they went to the trouble of doing that, because it's like 2 minutes at the end, and that's it. And
Well,
like,
they had to get someone in for the AI.
yeah, I know, but why couldn't they just get one person instead of a different person for every fucking dialect, region, place?
It's kind of a cool thing.
It is. It's cool, but it's just wasn't exactly executed mind-blowingly in Ireland anyway.
Mm.
But is that going to be like Tony Stark's AI voice
I don't know.
for the next ages?
Don't know. It's not. Don't know. I haven't read anything about it, so I can't tell you.
I don't know. Weird stuff. Anyways, bye, people.
But and that is all we had to say now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Now, bye.